Okay, we'll clear out the hospital, and then we'll call this part done. But yeah, he was, and then like the next time he showed up, he spawned in, and at that point, I had already killed I had already killed the assassin and given my ranger her shotgun. So you know, he spawned in, he took cover behind a truck. I took my ranger, ran over to him, and blew his face off with the shotgun. But yeah, it was funny. The final mission for all three of them are basically the same.
Yes. How do you learn to do that?
Practice. But yeah, they're all basically the same. You go through a building that I'm sure is randomly generated. You make it to the last portion, and then you teleport into like an arena to fight them. And then you have to destroy.
Who is that?
Well, there's usually like one or two enemies that are there. Two usually, and I mean like literally two enemies, not like two groups, but two enemies. And oh god, I remember this place now.
Everything's starting to sound like footsteps these days.
I heard a turret noise.
Shit, the jet will make you jittery.
Yeah, it will. Yeah, there's a turret fucking making some noise somewhere. But yeah, there's like two enemies there, and then when you get close to the other end, there's like a big pillar thing, and once you get close enough, the Chosen will spawn, and then you have to kill them. Once they're dead, the shielding over the pillar goes down, and then you need to destroy the pillar. It's got a fuck ton of health. But it regenerates the Chosen. And you get a turn counter on there. The more damage you do to it, the longer it takes it. Oh, and then if the turn counter goes down, then the Chosen respawns. You have to kill it again before you can hurt the pillar again. But I think this is where we can turn in our overdue books.
Are you fucking kidding me? Keep your head down. I'll find you, damn it.
It says there's one more on the same level as us. Must be on that side of the wall, though.
You hear me?
Wait, something's out there. That's over.
All right. But anyway, if you damage the pillar, it obviously takes longer to resurrect them, and I managed to kill the pillar before it resurrected them. Every turn, they'll summon one alien. I mean, maybe it's because I was on normal, but they would summon one alien to try and defend it, and you just had to take it out. And then once you killed it, it'll respawn the Chosen one more time. They weren't at full health when they came back, though. I don't know if that was because like of how many turns it took me to kill the thing or what, but
Powering up. Protectron. Duty.
Either way, it respawns them one more time, and then and then you kill them one more time, and then that's it, right? It's not very hard, because if you set up and if you make sure you kill the two enemies that are already in the room when you first get there, and then set up before you activate the Chosen for the first time,
Sweet.
you're pretty much good to go. Because like they will they'll still act the same way they did before, And it's actually a great. It was actually the easiest fight that I had against the assassin because there wasn't like enough space for her. Like the one mission I had with the assassin, so far it's the only mission where I've actually lost anybody, and it's because of her, because her movement was so fucking huge that she would just be like gone, right? And then she would come in, smack one of my guys to basically kill them. And then she would fucking sprint off to the other end of the map, and that was like the same turn. Like she would literally hit the guy and then just disappear and be gone, and then come back the next part, right? And because she doesn't trigger Overwatch or anything, like I said, she was the worst. But this arena wasn't very good, so if you flanked her, it revealed her, and there wasn't really anywhere where she could go where she wasn't flanked. So now, because she didn't trigger Overwatch, hers was still the least satisfying of the 3 kills, though, because I think I know this door, right? I don't know. Maybe it's a different door. Because with the Hunter and the Warlock, you can see these guys have been busy. As soon as they because if you know what, and actually I didn't know this when I killed the Hunter, but then I do it during the Warlock, and I made sure to set it up that way. If you set up so that your final shot against the Institute was here. Your final shot against the pillar is like your first shot of that turn. Because like the way I did it, obviously, like I knew they would spawn an alien in every way, so I'd get the pillar down to low health. I'd get some of my guys on Overwatch, so that then the next turn the one alien would spawn in, immediately get killed due to Overwatch, and then all of my guys would have their turns would have their abilities on the next turn. And there's only 4 platforms that they can spawn enemies in on. So I just make sure that all of my guys were within view of the platforms, turn them all onto Overwatch, take my final shot at the pillar, it would get killed, end my turn, the next turn would start, the Chosen would spawn in, move, and then die. And yeah, it was funny as hell to see the great and powerful Chosen. That's always pleasant. And man, I might have to make this 2 parts. I forgot how big this hospital was, because there's not really anything of note in it. I forgot that it was this big. But yeah, both the Hunter and the Warlock spawned in, took a step, and then died. And like all the platforms, they're like up a little bit, so there's like a very tiny set of stairs. But like literally they would spawn in, take a step, and then tumble down the stairs while somebody failed at 5-finger fillet or whatever the hell it's called. And yeah, it was just supremely satisfying to see that. Now, it would have been even more satisfying if I could have done that with the assassin, since she was the only one that actually gave me trouble on a mission. I mean, the Warlock showed up on 2 missions. The first mission he may as well not have, because he didn't really come into play, and the second mission he also may as well not have. But I'm glad he did, because when you kill one of them, you get a bunch of ability points. So, I got a bunch of ability points from him.
Heard about Walter? Him and his whole crew?
But yeah, and like the Hunter guy, he showed up in a couple missions. I mean, once again, he didn't really do a whole lot. I mean, he has an ability where he takes aim at somebody, and I think it like guarantees. Oh, that's even worse than I thought. I think it like guarantees a critical hit or something. But he lines up the shot. You can see who he's aiming at, and if they get out of view of him, it obviously just cancels it, right? Oh my lord.
Cover me. Damn. You okay?
It'll be in a second.
Got your back. Move. You're nothing. Nothing.
Come on, where are you? It's annoying that that's not blowing out. They must have moved. Maybe they ran out of rockets.
Gotta reload sometime, asshole.
Do I, though? I mean, you're right, I do, but that doesn't mean that I have to reload before you're all dead. Oh, that must be a turret then. It's not moving, so that would make sense.
Hold up.
Oh, no, there he is.
Found you. For the Minutemen.
Wow, yeah, I forgot just how big this place was. This would definitely be a separate part. But yeah, it's I will say, if it wasn't for, there was a couple of options that I think got added in with some DLC where you could like modify your campaign right like before you started it, and one of those increased the amount of time, or increased the amount that the Avatar project had to progress before it actually mattered. And I want to say that, and I can't remember what the other one did. There was two of them that I turned on though. But yeah, there was one that made it so that the Avatar the Avatar project took longer, which meant that like the whole meta game with the where you're moving around the map and that you were less pressed on that, and just overall. And then there was another one that I turned on that increased the turn limits. So like some missions that you go into, it's like, oh, you better finish the mission before this happens, right? And like the missile launcher, because I don't think I have one. And I turned that on so that I had more time in the missions, because I don't.
I think I got something over here.
Do you? Well, take it out then. Deal with it. Well, I shot him once, I think. Well, I mean, I know I shot him once. I may have got him. I don't know if my last shot hit or not. There's that. Ooh, an assault rifle. Those are nice. But yeah, I turned on both of those just to like lower the stress level. Because that was one of the things that like I hated about the first XCOM, is that you felt really rushed doing it. And I did feel kind of rushed with the Avatar project in this one. But if I had been paying more attention to it, I probably wouldn't have. Because with that turned on, like normally the Avatar project has like 12 ticks, if you want to say, before it activates, right? And then apparently after the 12 ticks, you still have like a handful of turns or something to deal with it and bring it back under, so that it's deactivated again. But with that, it's like 24. It like doubled it, I think. Like it's a lot. Like I haven't actually bothered to count, because that's how many little ticks there are at the top of my screen that has to be filled in. And yeah, because I remember somebody saying something about how with the War of the Chosen they added more ways so that you can basically play forever, because you can just like eliminate the Avatar project completely, basically. Um, and yeah, I know why, because they added like, I'm assuming that this was an added feature. They added a thing where you can send your
This is gonna be fun.
soldiers on missions themselves. And one of the missions you can get is to reduce the Avatar project. So like, I was annoyed because there was a bunch of facilities being constructed in regions that I didn't have access to. And it was taking me a long time to get to those places. Because you had, like, because they have this really weird thing where even if some place is, like, right next to it, that may not be the place that you need to take over in order to be able to contact that area. It's very dumb. So, like, I don't know where the fuck you are, lady. You're down below. I went through there and I ended up. How do I go down? Oh, right here. God, they really gutted this place. Also find it hard to believe this hospital was that big. But yeah, one of the things you can, one of the ops you can send your troops on is to reduce the project. So I was really annoyed because I couldn't get to any of the facilities that they were constructing to lower it myself. But then I got enough reputation with the different factions that I could send my guys to reduce the mission, or to reduce the project. And yeah, now it's down to like 3, I think, out of like the 24. So like it's not even close to an issue anymore. And I don't see that changing, considering that I'm now finally getting access. Like I got real screwed because like the places where they were building the facilities, which speeds up how fast the project goes, they were building them on the other side of the fucking planet from me. Because as far as I know, you get a random country to start in, or a random region to start in. I know I can go down there, but there's got to be... whatever, I'm sure I'll find a way up. But yeah, I'm sure that they have... Only item of note in this entire place, by the way, is that right there. Hello, Deathclaw. Oh. Preston, get the fuck out of the way, you dickhead. Not what I wanted. Oh god, get it off. Ow.
Steady.
Oh, that missed. You know what? Wow, it barely fucking damaged the leg at all. I think my pistol is stronger than my shotgun. Gonna take that. Alright, first Deathclaw encounter done. Completely forgot that thing was down here. Like fucking hell. Clearly they were feeding it. But yeah, completely forgot that was there. Preston almost got me killed. What was I talking about? What's this? Nope. Now, I do believe that we needed to do that. To open this door, if I'm not mistaken. Combat shotgun, fuck yeah. Let's see. I'm sure I got another rad X in here. I've got a bunch of. Still 6 rads per second though. Still a hefty amount of radiation. Sledgehammer, I don't have one of those yet, I don't think. Oh, we leaped Cambridge here. That's interesting. Maybe there wasn't a... Well, I guess there wouldn't be a pathway up, otherwise the Deathclaw would get up there to kill them. Alright. And out of the building we go. Unfortunately, now that's a fairly interesting location to explore, obviously. I really wish that it was worth it. Like, you go in there, you have all those raiders, you have, like, the inside gutted like that, all the pathways and that. At the bottom, there's a Deathclaw that they're clearly keeping for some reason. And then that's it. Like, you don't get any real information as to why any of that's happening. You don't get any indication as to how the inside got gutted, how the Deathclaw ended up in there. Like, nothing. It's so weird. Alright. Okay. Now, apparently we did miss some stuff in there, though. So we'll head back in as soon as I find the front doors. Again, if I don't... That's where we just got from, and obviously going through there, again, pointless. Since we just end up back in the pit. The door's here, right? Nope. Around here, though? There it is. Okay. Okay, we need to find the entrance to this place now. Oh, right, we never turned in the books either. But yeah, I've been having a lot of fun with XCOM, and it's very much because I had the options to, de-stressify it and remove the time limit. Because if you've been watching my videos for a while, you know very well that I fucking hate it when games give me a time limit. Oh, there's one. Overdue book.
What are you gonna do with that?
Well, I'm going to turn it in at the book return, Harvey. Garvey, not Harvey. The same thing that I plan on doing with the rest of the books. And in fact, we may as well turn them in while we're here. Return overdue books. Reimburse the book return token to purchase prizes. Would you like to return all of them? Yes, which is 5 currently. And for my tokens, I can get a clean dog bolt, a pencil, scissors, toothpaste, an undamaged camera, and a yardstick. Now, if you're like me, you might be wondering why something that was clearly set up pre-war would specify undamaged camera and clean dog bowl. I don't know. Now, there are multiple book return terminals. I don't remember if they all have different stuff you can buy with them, but I do know that they all use the same tokens. Now then, we need to make it back to the pit there. Oh, right, the elevator. I forgot all about the elevator.
Ground floor. Ground floor.
Because there's a weapon in there.
Going down.
And another overdue book.
6th floor.
Okay. Here, yeah, I just liked it there. Like I said, it's such an interesting location. And it's such a shame that they didn't use it more. Now, I think there might be a quest that you can come here for, but I don't remember if it's a quest specifically for this or if it's a Radiant quest. But I do recall at some point being sent here on a quest. But that doesn't mean a whole lot. Could you imagine if you came in here and accidentally walked off and fell from up there into the pit with the Deathclaw? Because I mean, that'd be a hefty amount of fall damage. And then obviously, you'd have a Deathclaw in your ass. And you would probably be dead. Like, so quickly. Let's see. Northwest corner. Which would be over there, I guess. Yep. Well, I don't fucking know what floor I'm on. Let's see. On a shelf. On a shelf. No, that's a workbench. That's on a shelf. That doesn't count. I mean, I don't know that we're on the 3rd floor. I don't know. I mean, no, because they wouldn't. I mean, assuming that's ground floor. I don't know. I don't know what it would consider the 3rd floor. Probably not this, since we're right above the Deathclaw pit. This would have to be at the very least 1st floor, which would make this 2nd floor, I guess. Maybe. So maybe in here some. Oh, there it is. Jet, and there's the overdue book. Okay, now then, there's a new weapon in here though as well. Yellow crate that is flanked by a red and blue barrel.
Just for healing sick people.
Yeah, not so much what it's used for now. Alright, middle floor. I guess we would be on the middle floor. Was this door advance locked? I would think, I would assume so, right? I remember picking the lock on that door. Didn't actually mean to pull that out. Yellow crate. No. There's a red barrel, but not a blue barrel. That can't be it, because it's not, locked behind the door, though. This can't be it, because obviously that door, because this is also a door that you can advance through. Unless this isn't the middle area that it's talking about. This is. So make this the top area. Yeah, I don't know. There's supposed to be another weapon that we don't have here. But they didn't give me, north, south, whatever, for this one. They're just, 2nd level. And behind an advanced locked door. Which leads me to believe that it has to be a door that leads into a room that doesn't have another way into it, right? And there's also more than one middle floor, though, is the thing. So, middle floor doesn't really help me all that much either, now come to think of it. Well, that's a bathroom. Right there. Well, I mean, there's a yellow thing, yellow box. Got blue barrel next to it, but not red. Also doesn't have a door, so I mean, that can't be it. And then this is where I just gave up and jumped in, right? Because I'm pretty sure that's where you're supposed to. Now, I don't know. I'm not entirely sure that the death claw can spawn until you jump in there, if I'm being honest with you. Because otherwise you could just stand up there and shoot it, right? I mean, I don't think that the enemies have that much wherewithal to, duck and cover, but never. Oh, also, I did, by the way, go back to Sunshine Tidings and change their outfits and give them weapons and that. So, yeah, I don't know. It's the weapon I'm looking for is a syringer. It's really kind of a shit weapon. You need special ammo that you make yourself with it. I think you can find a few of them around, but for the most part, if you want to use it on any kind of a large scale, you have to make your own. And all the syringes basically do like status effect things. I think you can get them so like you get like crippling ones, but oh, what is this? This is an area I haven't been up here. Maybe. Oh, wait, there it is. Short syringer. Found it. There's the yellow crate, red and blue barrel. Haha. There's a blue door that I definitely went through more than once, but I never looked that way. Alright. Yeah, if we drop down, it should be fine. We'll have to go through the radiation again, but I haven't actually healed up from it from the last time, so we should be able to just... So yeah, if you get stuck down here and you want to bail on the fight,
even after all these years,
you need to go turn on that switch, and then you can open up the door and bail, but it's not easy to do with a death claw on your ass. Oh. Apparently there's an office key in there as well, but it just opens the door in the building, so. But that'll be it for this part then. And since this went an hour and a half, that should make it a nice 2 45-minute parts, or a 50-minute part. And a 40-ish minute part, 35 minutes maybe. And I'll just make the hospital the second part. So yeah, that'll be it for this part. Next time, what do we actually have here to build? So we did Sunshine Tidings. I don't really have anything else to build there. We have Abernathy Farm, but I finished that. We have Red Rocket, but I don't plan on building anything there until we do the Robot Menace quest. We have 10 Pines, which we did do. And then we have some quests to do other ones, but we actually don't have any other settlements at the moment. So I guess we'll be building something back in Sanctuary. Oh, God. So yeah, I don't know what we'll be building in Sanctuary. Oh. But that'll be... You fuck.
Come on out. I'll make
Uh-huh, I'm sure. So yeah, next part will be a building part. We'll build at Sanctuary. I'm not sure what we'll build yet, but next week, just once again, forgot all about Kendall Hospital and just how big that place was. And literally the only thing.
Come on, I dare ya.
Here we go.
Like, if, because let's face it, like, I like collecting and turning the overdue books. I'm not going to pretend like they're a super important item or anything. Like, the only thing in there that, like, the average person going through this, the Slayer's 50 more damage against, that's not bad, actually. I do like the shotgun ghouls, not that you've really seen that in this playthrough, but that is something I do enjoy doing. But yeah, like, it's like I said, it's such a big location. It's such an interesting location. It's such a cool location. And then there's just nothing there. Like you got the power core in the basement. And shockingly enough, most people probably don't think going through all that and fighting a death claw is worth it for a single power core. I mean, it's not. Like, we got the power core, we got the overdue books. And in all honesty, I would be perfectly fine having that location on my map. And then, like, it not saying clear whoopity doo. Because, I mean, there's a lot of locations in this game that you can't actually get to say cleared because of various reasons. I mean, well, for one, like, the settlements, none of them will ever say cleared, I don't think. Because, obviously, the whole point of them is to put more people there. And then there's ones like Lexington and that, right, where it's like the entire, like, it's just a marker for the city, and it's like, well, considering things constantly respawn, they can't really put cleared there. And I think even though stuff respawns, I think the cleared status remains. So, I mean, even the ones that say cleared aren't necessarily cleared. But yeah, that'll be it for this part then. Maybe we'll... No, because that's... I don't know. That'll be it for this part. Thanks everybody for watching, and I will see you next time for more.